Journey with us now to the days when television would close down for the night, back when ITV was happily divided into many local stations, covering Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, England, the Channel Islands, and...
This is Antarctica Television, broadcasting an extremely well-organised 625-line UHF colour service on the not at all fictional Antarctic transmitters of the Independent Broadcasting Authority. I love a happy ending, don't you? What does the Reverend Squidgeberg know about quicksand? Find out after the break. Mrs. Jones knows what's going on in the world, but she never reads a newspaper. Mr. Jones knows if he's won the pools, even before the sports roundup. Or if he hasn't. So what have the Joneses got that other people don't have? Oracle. Old Rick Astley can load everywhere. Over on Channel 4, there's a documentary on polydactylism in cats, with an outside broadcast live from the National Portrait Gallery. And now, a quiet moment of reflection with the Reverend Octavius Squidgeberg. Good evening. In William Cooper's poem, The Progress of Error, we read the following lines. His still refuted quirks he still repeats. New raised objections with new quibbles meets. Till, sinking in the quicksand he defends, he dies despairing, and the contest ends. I wonder whether your mind, as my mind does, has some questions when considering that text. For example, does one sink in quicksand? And does it cause one to die despairing? Well, in an effort to find this out, I have come here, to the National Quicksand Centre in Sandy, Bedfordshire. I can confirm that beneath my feet there is a great deal of sand, and it appears to be extremely quick. And the Reverend Squidgeberg will be back next week, somehow. Now, over to Michaela Fish for the weather.
Well, I've got good news for those of you in Princess Elizabeth's land where it's snowing. Coolio! In Enderby land, it's also snowing. Coolio! Oh, my Auntie Mavis lives there. Hello, Auntie Mavis. In Oats land, it's snowing as well. Coolio! In West Antarctica and the Peninsula, it's also Coolio, but I ran out of those little magnetic clouds. Back to you, James!
Wait, what? Right. Tomorrow evening on Antarctica at 7 o'clock, Toast 82 explores the implications of the ongoing toaster strike for the nation's breakfasts and interviews the Secretary of State for Marmalade. At 7:30, a new sitcom, The Writer's Room, about the misadventures of a group of burned-out sitcom writers who have no new ideas for scripts, with hilarious consequences. Then, at 8, another celebrity panel will be trying to guess people's kitchen floor coverings in What's My Lino? 9 o'clock brings us some more tips on breaking and entering. On tonight's live show, they'll be trying to break into the Bank of England. At 9:30, the Carry On team are back in Carry On Hermit. Somehow they managed to crank out all the usual puns and slapstick, despite living in isolation hundreds of miles from one another. Starring Barbara Windsor as Marjorie Kemp, and Hattie Jakes as Julian of Norwich. After the news from my colleagues at ITN, we go live to the semi-finals of the UK Squash Championships. Tonight, it's Blackcurrant versus Lime Cordial. The winner goes on to meet Orange in the final. But now, with the clock rapidly approaching... Oh, not again. Michaela, where's Steve?
James, I think he went out. He said something about hair on his dog.
Ah, seals and penguins. Anyway, it's good night from me, James Penguin, and everyone in our studios on the Ross Ice Shelf, except, apparently, Steve. Good night.